Chat, I actually wanted to talk about Nijisanji. Before getting into the actual state of Nijisanji and talking about where it stands in the grand scheme of things and what the future holds for Nijisanji, I wanted to get into a bit of the nitty-gritty here to talk about what Nijisanji is doing right now. What is going on, and in my opinion, perhaps after the whole Dokibird stuff, the worst Nijisanji situation is going on right now. And past Nijisanji people that were getting kicked in really awful ways that I really wish would get public, because I don't want to actually leak anything, and I talked to the legal mindset lawyer guy about it, and he agreed with me. They said I shouldn't actually leak anything, but god damn it, I want other people to leak it so I can just comment on it like the freaking clout-chasing overlord bimbo that I am, chaos guy just sitting in the background twirling my mustache and waiting for other people to leak this stuff. However, let me tell you something very, very, very sad that I feel like no one is willing to talk about, and I don't really understand why, because I think it's very important. Nijisanji is getting very clowned on. In my opinion, appropriately clowned on. Hence, me doing a lot of the clowning. But dude, Moist Critical drops a video on this, all right? Asmongold covers this like 35 times. Mujin, who's like this weeb coverage guy, freaking does shiz. He's talking about it. Mutahar made a video talking about it, all right? Bro, Kyo, False-Eyed, all of the news guys, bro, these dudes were farming this stuff. Farming! The clips are going crazy. Dude, here's like an official music video from a group of Nijisanji guys that has absolutely nothing at all to do with the Selen termination situation. And look, 36% dislikes. So while I am all for farming drama and shitting on people that deserve to be shit on, dude, Kwite doesn't even do drama videos anymore, and he dropped this video on them. Like, everyone's been talking about this. Everyone and their mother's been talking about this. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is not because I want to be talking about how Nijisanji is being clowned on and farmed for content, because I will be getting into that a little later in this stream. I wanted to start off very simply by talking about something darker. The fact that Niji talent is getting insane amounts of hate. Even the talent that didn't do anything wrong, didn't say anything wrong, didn't publicly shit on themselves like the three people in this message from Nijisanji video where the three streamers came together, Vox, Ike, and Elira Pandora all came together to show up and shit on what's-her-face. So, unfortunately, this is going to be the rare, wholesome Nux video. The double-edged sword here about clowning on Nijisanji, which in my opinion is an incredibly corrupt company, and is finally, after years of Niji stands coming for my throat, literally coming for my throat, trying to kill me, I could sit here and bellow and shout at the top of my lungs.
Vindication!
It's such a good day to be free, to be proven right again and again. But again, that all said and done, I feel like people have a very hard time differentiating the talent from the agency. So I really wanted to take this little segment of the stream and talk about a few things that I feel like a lot of people don't know, whether they're on the overarching drama world side of things, or whether they are in the very niche weeb anime guy situation side of things. For the super duper recap, Nijisanji, big fucking company worth $3 billion, fired a talent, silenced them legally, slandered them publicly, did all of this knowing that they attempted to take their own life, had their friends make videos blasting her, dragging her online, like absolute shit show, corrupt ass company, all right? Freaking Nijisanji CEO makes an apology video, and the apology video is basically, I apologize to the investors, okay? I apologize to the investors. I used the word negligible, and that was not a very nice word to use, and that's really not the situation. That's wrong at all. This is an incredibly corrupt company. And listen, what can I say? What can I say? I've been getting hate saying this for years, and finally people agreeing with me. It's a good day to be me. Anyway, after saying all of that, I really want to make something clear here. The company and the talent are not the same. So I have this metric. I say that 1 in 4 streamers is an asshole. 1 in 4 streamers, an asshole. This is my metric. But that also means that 3 in 4 streamers are not assholes. So this video, this stream segment is coming here to talk about those 3 out of 4 people that aren't assholes, that don't have a 5-minute compilation of being racist against white people, or that don't have a documented history of silencing abusers, all right, or silencing abused parties, all right. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the 3 out of 4 people in Nijisanji that just want to live their life. So I really want to say that the amount of hate that these guys have been getting and the unjustified amount of hate they've been receiving is not negligible. I'm not going to be saying names here to talk about specifics because I think that it would be... I am not allowed to talk about my relationships with Niji people because I, at this point, I'm like, they call me a hater. Even though I am not a hater, I'm not a harasser, I am a criticizer and toxic overlord. These are different things. All right, I'll pride myself for one of these things, but not for the other. I am not a hater, okay? Not a hater, just an evil, maniacal, toxic overlord. Totally different thing. We take one classification, we discard the other, okay? Now, again, we're gonna be getting into the nitty-gritty here for just the briefest second. Let's understand 2 things. In Mutahar's video, he made a whole point talking very seriously about how he doesn't even understand why someone would join Nijisanji. Niji basically controls your fucking soul. You join Nijisanji, you're signing a paper that you can never even say that you worked for Nijisanji once you leave. You know what that means? That means if you get fired and slandered, you literally can't fight back. Okay? They silence you, they control you. You're not allowed to say the freaking D's nuts on stream because there's another company that's called D's nuts and they can fire you for copyright abuse, which is absolutely bullshit. But the point is, they have so many rules, so many stifling shit in their contract, their actual contract, that basically tells you and is vague enough to say that we will be able to fire you, obliterate you, and silence you from even defending yourself because you're not even allowed to say that you were part of this company. The contract is awful. I'm not saying publicly that I've seen it or anything, but if I would have seen it, I would be certain that it was horrible. All right, we gotta talk in these lingos. Dude, even Legal Mindset, the lawyer guy that's been covering this, was so proud of how I dance around the fucking terminologies. How I don't actually incriminate myself. Not the point. The point is, I will answer this Mutahar question, and then I will get into another very, very important detail. The Nijisanji community is a niche within a niche within a niche. Let's quantify this for a second. In the micro celebrity streaming sphere, you have anime fans. In the micro celebrity streaming sphere of anime fans, you have VTubers. And then, as another part of the greater VTuber genre, you have agency VTubers. To grow as a VTuber or as a streamer or as anyone on social media, it is nearly impossible. It is so freaking hard to grow. How do you get your name out? It either takes a lucky break, some sort of skill that you have that you're able to manage to find a way to promote and put in front of enough people that enough people start talking about it. It's incredibly difficult. So if you have someone that's streaming for a year to 5 live viewers, not being able to make any money at all, working in Burger King for the rest of their life, okay? They come home after 9 hours of work in Burger King. They stream to 5 viewers for 4 hours every single day, and they're not getting anywhere. They don't have the money to pay for the right equipment. Unlike in the very, very regular live streaming sphere, all you really fucking need is a phone and a computer, a phone and a laptop. You don't only need that for VTubers. You realize for VTubers, you need so much more than that. You need an iPhone, specifically an iPhone, to track your model properly. You need an iPhone. You need a computer. You need a computer strong enough to both have OBS and VTube Studio active at the same time, and both take a fuck ton of RAM. I know, I had a laptop and it literally didn't work. I had to get a new laptop specifically so I could run these two apps at the same time. And you also need to pay thousands of dollars for a model. If you're paying less than like $4,000 for a VTuber model, the VTuber model will look not ideal, okay? It will not look like an A tier, let alone S tier model, okay? You need to spend at least like 4K these days for like a good model. Now, the reason why I say all of this specifically is because that level of entry is insanely high. Getting into the public perception and the public zeitgeist is one thing. Having enough money to actually afford all the stuff to increase your chances of doing that is even more difficult. So when Nijisanji, a massive company with a fantastically wonderful reputation, tells you all you want to do is stream, right? Well, we can have you stream as a full-time job in front of 100,000 people tomorrow. All you have to do is sign your soul to us. most people who look at Nanji from the outside are more than happy to join a situation like that. Not only do you join to 100,000 subscribers on your first day, but you also join literally a family, infinite connections and people to collab with both inside of and outside. You have a corporation behind you that will allegedly defend you, even though they're fucking awful. And they also do so many more things that are beneficial for you, like give you a platform and a model. That's it. Everything else is on you. Now, this is the ultimate Faustian bargain, okay? It's a terrible idea for anyone that could succeed alone, but if you're not succeeding alone for any of these reasons I laid out to you, there is a very good reason to be joining Niji. Now, recognize when I say that most Nijisanji talent are in that camp. There are people that join Nijisanji because they were working in a freaking Burger King and they wanted to make streaming their lifestyle, and they managed to find a way to do that through Nijisanji. Yes, Nijisanji takes 50% of your donations, and they take all of your revenue for sponsors, and they take 98% of your merch revenue, and yes, etc, etc, etc. They abuse you, they use you like a fucking cum rag, all right? You are the Nijisanji own-a-hole and property of the Japanese corporate overlords right now, but you're able to make streaming a full-time job, and realistically, for a lot of people, that is very worthwhile. So, now that I've covered this, you have to recognize that a vast proportion of the Niji talent are just that, okay? They are just that cookie-cutter picture. And for a lot of people that are outside the VTuber sphere that see the situation go down, obviously you can hate on Nijisanji, as you should, but it's also so easy to hate on Nijisanji talent that didn't necessarily have anything to do with anything. Now, some did. Some of the Nijisanji talent have been absolutely awful about this entire situation. They've been subtweeting on social media, and they've been backstabbing and shit-talking and making all these... This video, which is a big question mark as to who gets all the blame exactly, but listen, you couldn't torture the words out of my mouth the way that these three people have said it and talked about Dokibird and this message from Nijisanji EN. I would quit right there before saying these things. So I'm not saying that no accountability falls on their shoulders, even if they were told to say it. However, yes, they said it. So even if you include all the people, these three, and the couple that said random cringe on social media, and we know for a fact that there was bullying going on within Nijisanji, I would be hard-pressed to believe that it's more than 25% of the members. That means 75% of the Nijisanji members do not deserve to get hate, and they're all getting so much hate. Literally so much hate. It's on both sides now. You remember the Hogwarts Legacy fucking bullshit? That anyone that played the wizard game would get outed and harassed publicly? And there was like this whole Google Doc, this whole website that just basically gave you an entire thing attacking everyone that played wizard game at all. You played wizard game, boom, ass blasted publicly. Well, they have one of those now for the Nijisanji people. Anyone that hates Nijisanji, you harass Nijisanji streamers, we're gonna destroy you. And they have a whole fucking blacklist for that now too. I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's kind of just like, it just means you're based if you're there. You're on that list, you're based. They called you a Nazi, you're based. You're on the Niji blacklist, I guess that means you're based. But the point is, it's literally on both sides. It's on both sides. People are over-hating Niji talent, and it's horrible. And people are over-hating people commenting on the situation, and it's horrible. You have Niji talent saying that, you think there's bullying happening within the company? Well, you must have gotten that opinion from a drama YouTuber, which is fucking brain dead, obviously, because Sanji themselves are the one that posted publicly that this bullying has been going on. They were the ones who announced all of this. So to say that, it's brain dead. Now, I am making this entire streaming segment to make a very big point. VTubing is a niche within a niche within a niche. It is a tiny community by the scheme of things, even though Nanji's a $3 billion company that's generating hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Despite all of that, I want you to recognize that it is a niche at the end of the day. To the people that are outside of this Nijisanji sphere, the sphere that understands the VTuber world, you can't hate on every Niji talent. They're not all complicit in this harassment campaign. To recognize the fact that you can literally get massively ass blasted if you leave Nijisanji, and you're also stuck in this bubble, this horrible putrid bubble where you're forced to obey the corporate overlords that you signed your soul to. This is why people sign with these companies. This is why some of them can't speak out against the companies that they're in. You don't understand the level of the vice grip that they have on these people's necks, okay? If you shit talk the company, you might end up in court. These are people that can't afford to end up in court. I don't think anyone recognizes how absolutely traumatizing this situation has been for the niche talent that is supporting Dokibird, okay? Like, those guys are suffering immensely. They're getting the most insane amount of hate, insane amount of dislikes, literal spews of hate and harassment in every single stream chat and reply to every single tweet, trying to bait them into talking about this and succeeding in baiting them a couple of times, like in UQ Wilson's case and in whatever the purple-haired twink guy's case is, the guy with the white people clip compilation, Uki Violetta or whatever his name is. Like, the bait worked. The bait freaking worked. And it's slowly but surely wearing on their mental states as VTubers that have no experience growing themselves. I have been growing myself, okay? Literally, I started making content almost a decade ago. So I have had so much time acclimating to the amount of hate I've been getting on social media. When I had freaking 100,000 subscribers, I was getting hate. When I hit 1 million subscribers, I was getting 10 times the hate because I was 10 times the size. And now that I have probably, I don't know, 3 million subscribers between my channels, I get even more hate. And you know what? I got used to it. Yes, I get death threats daily, and I just kind of ignore it at this point. These are YouTubers, streamers who had absolutely no experience growing themselves and acclimating to a situation where people hate them, immediately being introduced to a beloved company like Nijisanji, because anyone that used to hate on Nijisanji, like me, used to get absolutely eviscerated on social media. Suddenly, Nijisanji is under fire, they are under fire, and they don't have the backbone. They don't have the experience to deal with the hate that is coming to them, and I don't envy any of their mental states. So I want it to be very clear when I say I am a huge critic of the Nijisanji company. A huge critic. I think the company is evil. Not all VTuber companies are evil. I think Nijisanji is in the top 3 worst of all time. It's horrible. It's awful the way they treat their talent. However, I want to also make clear that the talent and the company are 2 completely separate entities. The talent are streamers just like you or me, but they got accepted to an opportunity to have their soul sold and broadcast their content to the world. Ultimately, most people start making content because they love it. I know that's how I started making content. And I feel like a lot of the Niji people started making content because they loved it and was told, you can have a full-time job just making content. We'll even pay for your model. And they said, oh, fuck yeah. And they joined Nijisanji, only to get absolutely dragged everywhere. So I wanted to be very clear. I wanted to speak in no uncertain terms when I say that I think that this situation is ugly on all sides. The people that don't exactly understand what a talent agency represents and what roles actual talent in this agency has, they are so quick to jump down the throats of all this shit. So, sorry for the unhinged rant. I literally just fucking yapped for like 15 minutes straight, but dude, know what's going on. It's important to be aware. While, listen, I am loving the Nijisanji dunk train, but I'm also recognizing that every time Nijisanji gets dunked on, you'll have freaking people in the videos, in the comments, that are watching all this content, and they're thinking that that's a license to shit on every single talent of Niji, because, well, if they're part of this company, they must be evil too. And that is very, very desperately untrue. That was this little unhinged rant that no one's been making, because obviously shitting on Nijisanji is going to be much better content and much more clickable than a video actually trying to put forth some sort of objective information as to where the hatred should be focused, instead of just hate spewing everywhere like you're the top post on r/fucking cum shots. I don't know, I'm sure that's a subreddit that exists. But let's be clear here. Let's be clear here. Me saying this does not at all negate the fact that I feel super fucking vindicated about. Also, I want to be clear. The people that are joining Nijisanji right now, they don't realize what their relationship with Nijisanji actually is. They don't realize that Nijisanji is... You parasite! That's what Nijisanji is, baby! And the people that joined didn't realize that. One day they will! In fact, right now, I'm sure they do. But these guys did nothing wrong. Probably at least 75% of them. So, that's been this discussion. Thanks for being here. Not saying that anyone that's sending hate, that's making critical videos of Nijisanji is wrong. In fact, I think they're all based. Making critical videos of shit is cool and all that, but recognize the difference between the agency and the talent. And also recognize the difference from one agency to the other, because most of them are not Nijisanji. Thanks for being here and listening to my unhinged rant. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.